I'd like to introduce you to the new Pro Smoker single auger smoke generator.
Many of you are probably very familiar with the typical sawdust generator that's been used for years and years. The pellet generator is the latest innovation and way to improve your smokehouse efficiency. Our pellet generator will run 17 times more efficiently than a sawdust generator. In a typical sawdust generator, the hot plate turns on during the drying cycle and remains on until the smokehouse goes to the smoke cycle. Well, during your entire drying cycle, you're drawing 17 amps of electricity to get the hot plate hot to be able to produce smoke once the house goes into the smoking cycle. On a pellet generator, it does not turn on until the smoke cycle, and within 3 minutes, we have smoke.
This particular generator is very unusual because it burns pellets rather than sawdust. These pellets are primarily compressed wood. They come in a number of different flavors: oak, hickory, maple, apple, mesquite, cherry. So there's a number of different flavors. This convenient pot holds approximately 20 pounds or 1 bag of pellets. In the actual smoking process, for a batch of ham or bacon, a double handful of pellets is usually sufficient. So it's a very minimal amount of product that's used in the smoking process.
Behind the other door of our pellet smoke producer is the electrical components. Up high in the cabinet, we'll find the control wires coming down from the controller, which is mounted on the outside. The top motor is controlling our metering device for the pellet amount. The bottom one is our auger motor, and back here is our forge fan. From the time the pellet generator turns on, the forge fan is continually running. The metering device and auger motors will turn on and off based on the amount of desired pellets we're requesting.
This top motor, when it turns, is connected to a round aluminum disc with slots cut in it called the metering device. The metering device allows us to adjust how many pellets are allowed to fall into the fire pot at any one given time. The second fan is connected to the auger. The auger and the metering device work together at the same time, allowing so many pellets to drop and so many pellets to be augered into the firebox. The third component is the blower. The blower actually works as a forge and continues to keep air flowing in to the hot burning pellets. These three functions, the fan runs continually. These two functions, the auger and the metering device, shut on and off as the amount of smoke desired is achieved. The brains of the operation is our little microcontroller. It simply turns on by turning the dial and is normally set at 5. Unlike a typical sawdust generator, which used to take up to 15 minutes to a half an hour to warm up, in 3 minutes, this generator will be producing smoke. So the cost of operation again is lowered by about 20% in the actual starting function of the smoke generator. As you can see, the light is continuing to flash. It will continue to flash until the temperature starts rising inside of the smoke generator. The smoke generator has been on for about 30 seconds, and I can already start smelling some of the pellets burning and starting to smoke. This is very, very important at the cost of electricity, that this thing starts producing smoke so rapidly. Also, in the productions of sausages and hams, there's a short period of time when the protein is at a sticky stage and it accepts the smoke the best. The product is cool, it's sticky, it has all the potential to be able to really accept the smoke and get color. Whereas if we're sitting there warming it up, getting poor smoke out of a sawdust generator, we miss that period.
Inside this end of the pellet generator, we have the fire pot. This is our fire protection shield, preventing any fire from the fire pot going up into the chimney. Likewise, any drippings that may come down the pipe from going into the fire pot. Through the use of this device, it prevents any fires from happening in your chimney. It simply lifts out and we gain easy access to the fire pot. Inside the fire pot is the heart of the pellet generator's technology, the 7-inch hot rod. During the first 6 minutes of operation, this hot rod will draw 300 watts and turn cherry red. Once it's been lit for 3 minutes, pellets will auger in, falling on the hot rod and igniting. During that same time, we have a forge fan blowing into this portion, cooling the hot rod as well as helping those pellets get ignited.
Machine comes standard with a 6-inch pipe opening. So if you have a larger house, you can just go directly into here with your pipe. If you have a smaller house, 500s, 300s, you can go down to a 4-inch pipe. This is provided with the generator and can be easily removed or added onto.
A question that comes to many people's minds as we've talked about all these advantages of our pellet generator is what's involved for maintenance. When it comes to the pellet generator, there's really just a few things you need to do. On this end of the generator, where we have the hopper and the electrical components, you will get a little bit of buildup of sawdust. Once every 6 months, take an air compressor, blow out this area to clean up the motors, vacuum out the bottom, and that's the extent of your maintenance on this side of the cabinet. On the other end of the cabinet, maintenance consists of taking a shop vac and vacuuming out the sawdust, lifting out the diffuser, and vacuuming out the pot, and that's the extent of the maintenance on this side. That should be done probably about every 3 months, depending on the amount of volume you're doing in smoking. What should I have on hand for spare parts, or what are my possible downtime issues? The consumable component on the pellet generator is going to be the hot rod. When this device fails, you will get an alarm on the side of the generator that says ERL. There was an error in lighting. To replace this, it's a matter of connecting 2 wires and sliding out the pot, take out the old one, put a new one in, and put it back in. The real neat advantage, however, of the pellet generator is when this happens, you're not down. Today with your traditional sawdust generator, if the element goes out, you're done smoking. With the pellet generator, if this element goes out, all we're using the hot rod for is to start the fire. So you can still turn it on like normal, get the fire ignited through the use of a torch, close the door, and it will continue to run like normal with your normal smoking process, so you're not down while you're waiting for a part. This is an NSF approved item, which is very important. If it's not an NSF component in many localities, it's not allowed into the plant. A pro smoker has invested the time and resources to have its entire line of smokehouses NSF approved.
In the past, we have read, through my experiences with generators, I've used the sawdust ones, and the pellet one is our newest one here now. The sawdust one they're nice, but they're dirty. They're constantly clean them. They don't burn as fine as the other one. So I mean, you're cleaning them a lot more often than what you would have to do with this that we found with this one. And the stacks stay cleaner too, so you don't have to pull them off, clean them, burn them out, whatever you're used to doing. But so it's a lot less time spending on cleaning it too. So.
Remember, where there's a product being smoked, there's a pro smoker.